Welcome to Blues to Do TV, and thank you, Lisa K. Dieter, for that theme song. I'm Marlee Walker. It's a weekly live streaming podcast right here at the Seattle Drum School on Duwamish land in Seattle's Georgetown area. It's the lab, the little auditorium in the back at 1010 South Bailey at the Seattle Drum School. And we have an audience today. Michael and Tina are here. Thank you very much. Give yourself some applause. We recognize and thank the Duwamish tribe for taking care of this land for centuries, for generations. It's time to throw a rent party. Anyway, watch or listen anytime at youtube.com. I go there a lot and watch Mariner clips and stuff like that. So you can just search Blues to Do or the Seattle Drum School, where there's a lot of great teaching going on. There's showcases. We had a memorial last night, and they had a great band playing all of his favorites. So this is Memorial Day weekend. We'll speak with Rhea Rolfe shortly, a leader in the Northwest blues world, also a songwriter, a grandmother, and a huge Mariner fan. So stay tuned. They're ahead 9 to 5. And we'll take a moment for blues prevention, the Blues to Do calendar. We'll do a bathroom review. We're going to be busy for the next half hour, but it'll go quickly. My co-host had to take the day off. You know, self-care comes first. Mm-hmm. And she says, I can't make it today. And I said, no problem. She was looking forward to meeting you, but we'll have to do that another time. The voice of the American Blues Network, bubbling Bunny Brown Sugar. She's going to be here in the next week or two. We're going to have Phyllis Talley next week. Phyllis is a great rhythm and blues singer, and so that'll be a fun interview next week. The Blues to Do podcast is sponsored by Mitch's Best Buffalo Sauce. You can scan that QR code to go directly to mitchesfoods.com and order it up. You can also go to other places, and I'll have a little announcement later to tell you where. QFC is one of those places, yes. Thanks for tuning in. Definitely find it in various social media sites, platforms, and share it with your friends. We're trying to get our old archives digitized. That's radio shows and newspapers and other podcasts and bathroom reviews and stuff like that. We're getting it together at blues2do.org. It's a work in progress, so don't judge yet. So let's start with blues prevention. Miss Rhea, you are here with me. Thank you so much for finding a Sunday when the Mariners were out of town.
Well, thank you for inviting me, although this is right kind of in the middle of the end of the game. But
right?
That's okay. We can keep track.
You have to sacrifice sometimes.
I guess.
Now, you were the president of the Washington Blues Society for how many years?
3 years.
And that was a significant time period, because right after that, the Keeping the Blues Alive Award came to the Washington Blues Society.
Right.
Tell me about what your work did that got that award coming.
Well, some of the work that I did was to kind of unify the blues societies in the area, because there was a lot of talk about this is the Seattle Blues Society, not the Washington Blues Society. And I was friends with Ted Todd, my good buddy who passed away a while ago in Spokane, who was really the motivating force behind the Inland Empire Blues Association. Yep. So we made arrangements. We talked to each other. I went over there and hosted their blues awards, and he came over and did presentations at our BB Awards, the Best of the Blues Awards. When we were at the Triple Door, that was really nice. We did a lot of outreach and getting the groups together and telling people, we're not in competition. Right. We are not at all in competition. We're the same. We're going for the same goal. We want the same thing. We're all about the music. We want to support the artists. We want to let everybody know what's going on. And I think that tradition has carried on, at least with the Washington Blues Society. I know the current president, Tony Fredrickson, who is actually my Mariners ticket partner.
Okay.
He has been really, really effective in getting out the blues. He's made our publication into a really nice color publication that has a lot of advertising, but it also has huge calendar information. It has articles. It has reviews. Just about anything you could want out of the blues. That's the Washington Blues Society is probably the largest blues society in the country, and we're not that big a population. So we've had some really strong influence on a lot of other blues societies, and we're trying to help other blues societies maintain their own blues society.
Yeah. Well, and we're more powerful together than we are apart.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's one thing I try, and Bunny and I are learning that together too. Well, and I saw Polly O'Keery was recently in the editing role. I think
Yes, she's the editor.
she is still okay.
Yeah.
And she's awesome. She's a
She
journalist.
she's wonderful. Yeah, she's a
So
fantastic
she brings
journalist.
a lot of PhD.
Stressing over her PhD. And she just played Salmon Bay Eagles which is the longest running blues club in Washington State. Come in and sign in under my name anytime. They've
Usually
had a
free. Yeah.
long-running Thursday night show, and then check their calendar and see what else they've got going on. Friday nights, Saturday nights. Polly, I think, played there
On Friday, I was trying to make it and just couldn't do everything that day. I had 2 people go to the hospital unexpectedly,
Yeah.
so I'm sorry, Polly. Sorry, Polly.
Sally Potty. I'm getting in as many plugs as I can for our artists and our publications and our Blues Society.
Well, and my guest last week, John Pinetree and the Yellin' Degenerates are going to play the Eagles on the 8th of June. So that's just a future tip on the calendar. Really nice band, really wonderful band. So I'm glad you mentioned the Salmon Bay Eagles. I already did the bathroom review on that one. They were the only one with flowers in the
Really
bathroom.
nice bathroom.
They do a
Since they
clean job over
remodeled
there.
a number of years ago, they've got a really nice one. We used to rent the upstairs for Halloween parties. We used to have a Halloween party every year. So
Yeah, the ballroom is awesome.
Ballroom
it's
is
a
awesome.
beautiful room up there. So, Rhea, you also mentioned your folks. Can you give me a piece of wisdom? Because I got this slot that I want you to fill, my blues prevention slot. Both your mom and your dad gave you nuggets of wisdom. Can you give me a quote?
yeah, I can. I feel like I'm doing a 3-minute Shakespeare here and trying to cram as much information as I possibly can into the shortest time possible. My mom used to say, and it's a quote from somebody else, if you believe, no explanation is necessary. If you don't believe, no explanation is possible. So that sums it all up.
Don't explain.
Especially, there are some people that just can't hear. They don't understand what you're saying. They don't believe it, and if they believe it, there's no turning back. Belief is everything, even
I agree.
in spite of facts.
The power of
Don't give me
belief.
the facts. Don't give me the facts. The facts are irrelevant. Yeah, the power of belief is really important, especially right now. And there are a lot of people who are doing that. And I don't know that my dad's quote was particularly apropos to.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, that when they were discussing birth control way back in the 60s, and they didn't talk about these things in front of us. I just happened to overhear them, and my dad says, "Well, they just don't like sex."
The ones that are
The
trying
ones
to
that are
control.
trying to control birth control, they don't believe, they don't like sex. They don't want anybody to have sex.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's never worked. No. Sort of like prohibition. That's just, sorry, that's just never worked.
Human beings are, going to procreate, and that's a sort of
Well, or at least try to.
the DNA. It's in our DNA.
It's
We're
in
not
our,
going to
right,
go
we're
against our DNA.
hardwired for that.
Yeah, and I guess reason of the week for the blues would be the contraception thing. That blew my mind, and or just holding the Supreme Court accountable. I'm almost ready to put a sign in my car window, okay?
It's not just contraception. They said the morning after pill was a dangerous substance. They classified it, Texas classified it as a dangerous substance. But I'm glad that the Supreme Court finally overturned something coming out of the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals, because they've just been rogue. It's been a rogue court, and they've said whatever they want to do. And finally, the Supreme Court said, oh yeah, the Consumer Protection Board is actually constitutional. You know, go check it out. Go figure it out.
Right, and Rhea speaks from a place of expertise, a legal expert for families for years. You are retired now. That's why you got those seasoned Mariner tickets.
Más o menos.
You keep your finger in it, don't you?
Well, I do mediations, and I will do consultations, and I do expert witnessing on the Hague Convention.
Okay. So you keep aware. You're aware of what's going on in the news
Sometimes.
and the courts. And
Yeah, I try to keep aware.
And you were the first one to make purple hair acceptable in court?
Not hair, just purple, the color purple,
Purple.
purple dress. I had a beautiful purple dress, and after I had worn it for about 6 months, there was another attorney who wore the exact same dress, and it looked a lot better on her. So I was very happy to see somebody else wearing purple in court.
And if you check in the tint here on our podcast, she does have purple in her hair.
I do.
Yes. One thing I think about you, I parallel you with trusting your intuition. Is that a piece of wisdom you want to confirm? I mean, you just live that, don't you? You trust your gut.
Yeah, I think I have good instincts. I do. I think that I'm very good in court standing up. I'm not really fond of the Zoom hearings. We've been having Zoom hearings and Zoom trials for the last few years in court since COVID. And I'm really much better on my feet. I like to be able to stand up and talk and gesticulate or whatever I need to do to get the court's attention, to make a point.
Right.
I like the in-person appearance.
Well, now, when you have done these years and years and years of family
48 years. I was an
issues.
attorney for
Wow.
40. I have been an attorney for 48 years. I'm not officially retired. So.
Okay. And
Yeah.
that informs.
But I've had my last trial.
Okay. Good to know. And this all feeds your songwriting muscle. Am I right?
Yes.
How do you see the reality in your world informing your song? Because you write songs.
Yeah, I got a lot of material from my family law cases. And one of the epitome, I think, of my knowledge on family law is there's no good time to leave. That's actually the title of one of my songs.
Oh.
There's no good time to leave. Everybody says, well, why didn't you wait till after Christmas? Or why couldn't he have done it? Did he have to do it 2 weeks from my birthday? Did they have to do it near Memorial Day? Did they have to do it on Valentine's Day?
right.
There's no good time. You're done. You're done. You're just done.
Right.
Or some people are done. Actually, there's a gender difference. I find that when a woman finally makes it into my office, it's the hardest thing she's ever done in her life. She's reluctant, and she feels like she has done everything she can to keep that marriage together. She's given and given and given and given to the point that there's nothing left. There's absolutely nothing left to give. And so I think like marriages are like revolutions. You have nothing left to lose. Right. So you have the revolution, or you get divorced, or this is the most extreme thing you can do.
And that's the blues right there. When you're at the bottom, when you've done everything, you don't think you have any other choice than a really difficult choice.
Yeah, and men, on the other hand, they're a little bit waffly, or they've been left and they didn't see it coming. They just did not have a clue. And here she's been telling him for years, this is what's wrong. Could you do this? Could you do that? And he thinks there's nothing wrong, and then she's gone. And there's very little he can do about that, except, beg and cry. But that sometimes, by the time there's nothing left to give, there's no going back. Right. But men will go back.
Interesting. Rhea has great wisdom. What would you say to someone? How do you make a good relationship work? I mean, is there relationship advice that you've accumulated or is that what comes out in your songs?
Some of it comes out in my songs, but a lot of it is, take a step back and think about it. Don't say something right off the top of your head. If you're really, really angry, take a break. Just back up. If you're wrong, apologize. Don't hesitate to apologize. If the other person's wrong, you might still want to apologize. Just where did I go wrong in this situation? Even if you're absolutely certain the other person's completely wrong, what did I do to help create this, to contribute to this situation? What did I do? And you want to be aware of your own actions and how your words may hurt people. And I have a real problem with that. I say the first thing off the top of my head, and somebody goes, ah! And I'm like, oh God,
What did I do?
Didn't want to say that way, but there it is. So.
Well, you're dealing with people probably in a very raw state, so they
Very
might
much.
be ready to cry. It's
It's probably
barely
good for
touched.
them to cry. You don't want them crying on the stand all day, so you want to get that out of their system.
Wow, profound how that informs your songs and the music and your connection to the blues. I'm sure the blues has been a release for you in some of the days when you had a hard day legally.
Oh, yeah. Music. Music is my religion. I've
Amen.
had music throughout my life.
On that note, let's take a brief break and give our sponsor, Mitch's Best Buffalo Sauce, a shout out. And we'll be right back with
Yum.
more Rhea Rolfe here on the Blues to Do podcast. Give a shout out to Christian Sadler, our engineer, doing all the heavy lifting today. Thank you very much. And yeah, Mitch's. I know there's a jingle right in
There it is.
on cue.
You're cute.
Mitch's best buffalo sauce. Well, the sauce boss says you've tried the rest. Well, you'll be back, cause this one's best. Mitch's best buffalo sauce.
Oh, I have a job to do. Okay, here we are. With just the right heat and just the right bite, this rich and creamy sauce made with all real butter tastes great on everything except dessert. Handmade in small batches. That's arguable, though, right? Handmade in small batches. It's made like a gourmet French sauce. It tastes great on any chicken dish, including wings. It's also great on any seafood, roasted vegetables, and many other foods. My favorite, mac and cheese.
Oh.
Available locally at QFC Metropolitan Markets, Hagen Markets, and most fine meat shops in the Puget Sound area. I saw it in the Burien meat shop over there. Order directly from Chef Mitch, the sauce boss, at mitchesfoods.com. And there's that QR code right up there behind me. We are also at the Seattle Drum School, my other sponsor, if you will. They provide the space. They just give me lots of love and support here between Christian and CD and KZ and everybody's here. Everybody's very supportive. Seattle Drum School actually just got interviewed by Evening Magazine from King 5,
Cool.
so check it out. Yeah, they're going to be probably editing that this weekend, putting that out next week or something. They have a crew to do that. But we have a great space here at the Seattle Drum School. If you'd like to play here or put on a show or do a memorial or an intimate performance, showcase your material, whatever you want to do. This is a great space for it. We have all the bells and whistles all here. There's always a drum kit, as you might imagine. There's usually amps and everything. And right behind here is a grand piano.
Ooh.
Grand piano right here. So we don't have to work too hard to get the band set up, although Christian does all the heavy lifting, like I said. Private parties on a regular basis, and even rehearsals. There's some cool groups coming through town. Oh, I had something in my back pocket for the calendar. There we go. This is sometimes how it works. Madaraka. They have a festival, and one of the bands is playing there, or many of the players that are playing there are rehearsing here. So they're going to be at the Neptune Theater Monday, June 17th on our calendar, and also rehearsing here at the Seattle Drum School on a regular basis. Now, I was at Folk Life this weekend. There's a lot of blues there, and bluesy stuff, and it fits my bailiwick. There's a big Women in Blues show later today at Folk Life. Now, the weather might be a little weird, but that's a good day to go to Folk Life because then it's not as crowded, and you just wear the right gear, the right hat. Their theme this year is Meraki, Our Souls Supreme. It's beautiful art. I'm going to have to buy a sweatshirt. I'll be emceeing tomorrow at the Welcome Stage Artists at Play around 3 o'clock or so till about 6. So I'll see you there tomorrow, and probably later today for that Women in Blues show. I'm going to see if I can get all my work done and head over there. So now, you mentioned your songs and your songwriting. You also mentioned Billy Joel, and he's connected to your songwriting. Talk about Billy.
Well, just in it was just something that I noticed about him. But one of the ways I like to write songs is the way you speak. I think it's a great songwriter who writes a song as you are speaking it. So, for example, one of my favorites of Billy Joel's is New York State of Mind, and some folks like to get away, take a holiday from the neighborhood. That's just like you'd speak it.
Right.
It's just how you'd say it. So I try to do and there are other artists that I can think of. Giancarlo Menotti, who wrote A Mall in the Night Visitors, it's a made-for-TV opera, also does that, uses that same technique. It's just, you remember it better and it makes more sense when you would say it that way. Mother, 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 come and see. I want to be sure that you see what I see.
She's singing from A Mall in the Night Visitors.
Yeah.
My mom did that production at our church.
She?
Yeah, that's incredible.
Oh, God, it's my
That's
favorite.
how I was exposed to it.
Yeah,
huh?
okay, well, there you go.
Wow.
My friend put it on for me in her living room and let me sing some of the parts, and members of her family sang some of the parts. It was just such a great gift.
Awesome.
Anyway.
Well, and you can sing.
Oh, thank you.
You bring it to your songs, and that allows you to express yourself. Where do you get to sing? Where do you get to showcase your songs?
I sit in. The last actual performance I had that was me, I have to thank Randy Oxford for that, because he used to showcase artists, and he'd have, this is our artist showcase, and this is the person we've invited. And I did about 4 of those for him. Cool. And it was very cool. And then I got to do my own work a lot. I got to sing my own songs and then some other songs. But mostly it's very difficult. And I want to say karaoke gets a bad rap. It seems to me you and your sister and I went out to karaoke a million years ago. Karaoke gets a bad rap because musicians don't get it. But that is the only place that a singer can go where the band always knows the song.
Right.
And if you try to sit in with your own music, everybody says, "Oh no, don't do that. Do something we know. Do Spoonful. Do something everybody knows." And that's like, I'm sorry, that's like a bad karaoke night where everybody's doing somebody else's song. Everybody's doing somebody else's song. I like originality. And I think that if you're going to make it in the music world, unless you have an exquisite cover band, like Earth, Wind, and Fire cover band, you do that, you make a lot of money doing that. Unless you have an exquisite cover band, you're never going anywhere unless you write music or get some original music. It's just not going to happen because nobody cares. They can listen to that song anywhere.
And the best version.
And the best version,
recorded.
yeah, right. I hear covers on the radio and I go, oh, God, that's just not the same, which is really snobby, but there you go. And I would like to point out a little known factoid. Not only is the music sometimes covered, the Red Hot Chili Peppers that everybody knows, one of my son's favorite bands, stole their name from Louis Armstrong. Louis Armstrong had a band called the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So it just all goes around. It all happens.
Well, and Robert Johnson had a song called Red Hots. So
there you go.
So you start there.
Right.
All good things are sampled and stolen.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
I mean, that's what I learned in advertising. It's all good ideas are stolen. And I
Right.
started looking
There are
around,
no-
and it was true.
You try to figure out if there are any new ideas at all, or if they're just, variations on the theme.
Well, now, I just realized I have to do a bathroom review. Christian, do you want me to do that bathroom review? Should we? It's your show. Okay. We have the Bent Vine Brewery. If you got the images, it's just a quick description, and then we're going to come back and talk to Rhea about the Mariners, because how are they doing?
They won 9-5.
9-5.
Finally beat the Nationals.
All right. We believe in the Mariners, and that's the power of belief. I always
Yes.
full
We
circle.
were talking,
there.
yeah, really.
I've always said that, the power of belief. I don't really care what you believe in, just believe in something. And I believed in what I was doing, and every time somebody bought an ad, I was jumping and squeaking, and they believe what I believe in.
Yay.
So yeah, I appreciate you, Ray. You've always given me love and support. Every time I see you, it's like we get a hug, and we get to play with the music.
Yeah.
So thank you for being you.
And
Appreciate you
and
being
vice
you.
versa.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you for being you.
You give me
We've
permission
been
to be
around a
myself.
long time together.
Yeah, we have. We've been to a lot of bathrooms.
Oh, God, I'll say. More these days.
Okay, Christian's got it there. We go the Bent Vine Brewery in Belfair. That's their nice signage, and they make beer there. So you got to sample
hence
the
the
beers.
name brewery.
Of course. Now, this is Jerry Miller's daughter and her husband's place, Colleen, if I remember right. And that would be the Hoppy Heart. So this is a heart, but it's hops. It's one of the pieces of art on the wall. I loved it. I kept taking pictures. I think there's about 15 of them. So I'm making Christian work overtime. But yeah, there we go. You had me at beer. You can go pretty quickly through these. They're fun though. This is one of my favorites. I'm going to put that up on my wall. That's a great one. Danger, stupidity is painful, and you are so worth it. There I am taking a picture in the mirror. And yes, I'm worth it too. Look out. Now this one's just funny. Here's praying mantis. Now they're known for having sex and biting the head off of the guy that you.
Yeah.
So he says, might as well stay and have one more. Wife is going to bite my head off anyway. So that was just too cute. And every toilet has a different fun sign. This was very unique. I had not seen this sign ever before in the bathroom. Please do not flush your toilet with your foot. We clean this bathroom regularly. If you want rubber gloves, just ask! Exclamation, exclamation.
You know, you could wash your hands. Too.
Yeah, yeah. You don't do the foot thing. And yes, my favorite beer is the next one. That's a chalk situation, so you could do your own graffiti, which is perfect. It's interactive. It's America. You know, you got to express yourself. My favorite beer is the next one. That's another sign, license plate, good one. And it's beer 30. You can't really see that one, but that's looking at their workroom there too. That's where they make the beer. That is the factory. Oh, and there's the bathroom. Beautiful, clean. One bathroom for everybody, but it was very clean. Good job, guys. And yeah, that's a fun sign too. What does that say? I give in to beer pressure. I give in to beer pressure, not peer pressure. Yeah, that's a cute sign. I just saw that one when I sent these. Oh, some people want to make it happen. Some people wish it would happen. Others make it happen. This is Rhea Rolfe right here. She makes it happen and has for the Blue Society. Thank you, dear. Appreciate you. I'm giving
Thank
you
you.
appreciation. Yeah. And I always love seeing you. Here we go. Tsunami evacuation instructions. Grab the beer and run like hell. Or beer because your friends just aren't that interesting. Drink good beer with good friends. Yeah, really good advice here on the wall. Oh, I can't say that. No, yes, I can. Bullshit corner right over there. It's live streaming and on YouTube. I think they won't X me
I
for
don't
that.
know.
No.
Nah.
But that was darling. Oh, and there she is. So tell me about your Mariners season tickets. Where you sit?
Oh, God, we have the best tickets in the whole stadium. We're up in the Terrace Club, and we're right next to what used to be the press box. So that press box, new place that they have, we're right next to that. And the view is unobstructed.
Beautiful.
We're almost back of home plate. I like being up in the second level instead of on the first level. I can just see better. I can see the whole field.
Nice to have
I
a
love our seats.
perspective, yeah.
Love our seats. And Tony has owned those seats, and his family have owned those seats since the Kingdom. They've had season tickets since the Kingdom.
So you're benefiting from
I'm
that.
benefiting from that. And
Grandfathered in, huh?
I've been buying my share of the tickets for, I don't know, it's been more than 10 years. I know it has.
Wow. So tell me your latest live blues experience. You follow Stick Shift Annie, who's
I
awesome.
do.
She's a sweetheart.
I love Stick
She
Shift
does the
Annie.
fourth Sunday at Sea Monster with, is it Conant?
Sometimes,
Kimball?
yes,
Or-
Kimball.
Yeah.
Usually it's with Kimball. And the drummer, I think, varies sometimes, although, I'm really look up her website and look at anyway, she'll be there today from 4 to 7. They do the fourth Sunday at the Sea Monster Lounge, which conveniently is right around the corner from me. So
Wallingford, you can walk there.
I can walk there.
Nice. And she's just a lovely person.
Lovely,
great
lovely
voice,
person.
great songs, and an inspiration, I must say, for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's nice to have women that I can look up to and go, wow, I want to be her one day.
Yeah, when I grow up, I want to be her.
Who do you want to be when you grow up?
Oh, probably Etta James.
Ooh, good choice. Okay, so what festival are you going to? Festivals that pique your interest this summer?
I may
Any
go to Winthrop,
shows?
I may not, but I don't
lineup,
want to
yeah.
talk about it.
Tedeschi Trucks are this weekend at the Paramount Theater, 27, 28. So that would be Monday and Tuesday, right? Am I right? Yeah. And
Go ahead. You're
and
going to do more calendar?
more calendar. Monty Alexander turns 80, and he'll
Wow.
be playing Jazz Alley, both
Dang,
jazz and
that's
blues.
almost
He's
me.
awesome.
Do you know Billy Joel is my age, and so is Stevie Wonder, who is also one of my heroes. I've been listening to him since we were both 11.
too.
So just absolutely
I think
fabulous.
I learned some life lessons from listening to Stevie
God,
Wonder.
Stevie Wonder is so
Just taught
prolific.
me
It's so brilliant.
How to be a good person.
Brilliant,
Yeah.
brilliant. Oh, and I do want to put in a plug, just this really random plug for the TV show Bluey,
Oh.
which is really, really popular. But if you don't have kids or grandkids or great-grandkids, which I do have 6 of, you probably don't see these things. And I think it's really important for older people to keep in touch with what younger people are doing. But if you have a half an hour, go watch some Bluey. They're like 8-minute episodes. They're very short, and they're really, really life lessons.
Awesome.
So just throwing it out
Somehow
there.
that's connected to the blues.
Well,
huh?
it's
They
blue.
call it bluey.
Yeah, they're blue healers.
That's awesome. It's not just the color; it is a vibe. It's a
It's a vibe.
vibration.
It's totally a vibe.
And we've had so much wonderful energy from you in the scene, Rhea. So just keep doing what you're doing. Keep bringing the love. I'll get that calendar up on my website, so we'll have more of that calendar up there later. And we did get the bent bind in there. And look, you're Superwoman.
I was.
Tell me about that photograph before
Okay,
we go.
1977. I had already graduated from law school. It was Halloween. I was teaching women a law at the University of Washington, and I just came to school wearing that one day.
Oh, it wasn't even Halloween.
No, it was Halloween.
Oh, it was.
I threw off my coat and got a standing ovation. So that was very cool.
Cool. What other
I made
moments?
that. I made that.
You made it?
Yeah, and my granddaughter, I can show you later a picture of my granddaughter. We took it in and redid it for her. She wore it to Comic-Con one year.
Oh, cool. Wow, very
Yeah.
impressive. It held the test of time. I mean,
It certainly
stood
did. I
the
still have that. Well, I don't have the shorts anymore, but I have the bustier.
And you are Superwoman. Thank you for being here and being one of my favorite quotes that came in on the social media when I said, "Hey, I'm going to have Rhea Rolfe on my shows." Rhea tells it like it is. She sure does. Thank you, Rhea. Appreciate
Thank
you
you.
very much. You're a dear. Go Mariners.
Yes, no kidding.
Yay.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was awesome.
we
Just
done?
like I thought it would be easy.
Are we done?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Are we done?
Are we off the air?
Christian, yeah.
We've been off the air for 10 minutes.
Oh, my spiel. Oh, you're right. I got an ending, and I'm so blessed to have Christian here because I would have blown it off and forgotten, and I don't want to do that. So do check us out every week and find it. Even if you're not here at 1 o'clock, you can watch later. Check out the bathroom reviews and all the past shows. We've had some great conversations, just like today. So please check it out. And again, thanks to Christian and Chandler for being here, KZ and CD and all the letters. Steve and Christy Smith, owners here at the Seattle Drum School. They are the matriarch and the patriarch, but they show up. They show up all the time. So thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. It is real music, real people, real stories. Living the blues until next week. Bye for now. We're going to have Phyllis Talley next
Cool.
week. Look out. Thank you, Christian.